Hello and welcome everyone, Arhart here, and today we're preparing for the greatest Bannerlord adventure that I've ever played. The absolutely excellent and much anticipated Shokuho mod, which is a full conversion of Mount & Blade Bannerlord to feudal Japan at the height of the Sengoku Jedi. For those of you that are familiar with Total War Shogun 2, it's that same time period. This is a mod that I've been following for years now, and I'm so excited to be this close to finally starting a series on it. This video today is going to act as a primer. Essentially, it's just going to kind of set things up for the start of the series, which I'm going to be streaming and recording this coming Wednesday. The first edited upload of that stream will be up on YouTube on Thursday. Part 2 will be out on Saturday, and Part 3 will be out on Sunday. And then next week we'll be streaming, recording more of it, probably every other day uploads, likely 4 to 5 a week. So you might have some back-to-back there as well. We'll kind of just see how well it does, how well it's received, and how much I'm enjoying it. But I honestly can't see myself not enjoying it, because the stuff I have seen of this mod so far, of those of you that have already been playing it, sharing your kind of screenshots in Discord and things like that, have been absolutely amazing. So I wanted to make this video just to get your advice if you've dived into the mod already. Any things that you think I should be aware of, because there's a whole host of new mechanics, new economy, there's naval combat in here as well. So if you have already played the mod, let me know kind of your top tips so far. And also another reason I wanted to make this is I wanted you guys to help me pick where we should start in Shokuho, and also feel free to suggest a name not only for my character but also our clan name. For those of you that watched my Bannerlord series before, recently we've been playing a lot of the Game of Thrones mod. We've obviously had stuff like House Darkmane, House Firemane, House Saltmane. I think we need like a clan name for our family that we'll be naming and playing as in this series. But anyway, without further ado, let's dive on in with a new game so we can take a look at the starting effects, buffs and boons across Japan. And you guys can weigh in the comment section and help me decide which I should pick and choose. If I'm torn between a few, what I'll most likely do is I'll hold a poll at the start of my stream on Wednesday. For those of you that want to tune into that stream, it'll be over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/LarnHartX10. There'll be a link in the description where you can tune to that. I'll be streaming from 12 till 4 on Wednesday UK time. And as I said, that first episode will then get edited and uploaded here on YouTube on Thursday, and we'll release at 4 PM on Thursday for you guys. So there you go. There's the Japan. I'm so blown away by what the mod team have crafted and created here. There have already been a fair few updates, because one thing I will say from what I've seen and heard from other people is that it's not necessarily the most stable right now. Some people have experienced crashes. Some people haven't experienced crashes. So kind of a top tip that I've already picked up is just doing lots of regular saving. So I'll probably be doing a fresh separate save every 20 to 30 minutes while I'm playing, just so that hopefully we can preserve the gameplay and obviously preserve the series as a whole. But anyway, so in Mount & Blade Bannerlord and obviously a lot of other overhaul mods, you pick a cultural background start. This is the same idea here in Shokuho, but they've essentially separated into choosing your kind of starting I assume it changes your starting location as well, like you spawn in with one of these, I assume. But it's also like the clan and the land that you're choosing influences the specific cultural bonuses or, you know, effects and buffs and boons to your character. So we'll go through them all and you guys can weigh in the comment section. So, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, I'm sure, so feel free to correct me. And if you are suggesting, I guess, a name for our character that isn't a native like English name, feel free to leave a pronunciation guide as well. So we've got the O. The O people, native to the harsh snow-covered lands of northern Honshu, have adapted to their frosty environment with remarkable resilience. Skilled in traversing snowy terrain, the Oi navigate blizzards and icy conditions with ease, moving swiftly where others would struggle, and are accustomed to strict rationing when foraging is not possible, allowing them to endure longer in the snowy wastelands. However, the relentless winters have taken their toll, and their remote and rugged villages struggle to grow as rapidly as those in more temperate regions, limiting their expansion and development. So there's no speed penalty in snow and bonus to sight range in blizzards. Armies require 20% less food while in snow and blizzards, but village hearths increase 25% less. I assume that's tied into kind of prosperity and things like that for your income. The Hokkien people reside in the strategically vital mountain passes and fertile coastal plains of northern Honshu that have long been targeted by neighboring warlords to control their key position. Over time, the Hokuriku have developed exceptional skills in defending their territory, often bolstering their ranks with warrior monks thanks to the proximity to their powerful Buddhist temples. However, the internal stability of the region is increasingly threatened by the rise of the Jodo Shinshu Buddhist sect that is gaining popularity among the Hokuriku and the Iko Iki rebels. I was going to say, I feel like this is the start place in like Shogun 2 for the Iko Iki, whose fervor and uprisings challenge the traditional power structures. Temples provide +1 recruitable units, bonus to defending and security during battles and sieges. Settlements with this culture lose loyalty faster. Okay. Kanto. People of Kanto, the spiritual homeland of the samurai class, live in a predominantly flat region that is perfect for extensive agriculture and the breeding of its renowned battle steeds. So this is the Takeda that I recently, well, I say recently, like a couple of years ago, went back and did a replay of Shogun 2. Honestly, actually, if I was to return to Shogun 2, and I'll come back to Shogun 2, Fall of the Samurai Satsuma, it's coming back, don't worry. I'll come back to that in a minute. If I was to return to base game Shogun 2, and I think this might inspire me to do that, I'm kind of tempted by doing an Iko Iki run. Anybody be up for that as a totally separate series? Let me know. But anyway, yes, the Kanto battle steeds yield abundant harvest and allow Kanto to field and maintain cavalry forces more easily. Imbued with secular martial tradition in which they have their roots, the lords of Kanto can more easily raise large armies to face their enemies, but their great emphasis on military preparedness makes it more expensive to pay the wages of soldiers. But recruiting and upgrading mounted troops 10% cheaper, 25% production bonus to certain agriculture and horse production in villages. Recruiting lords to armies costs 30% more influence. Damn, I haven't had a chance to read through all the mechanical changes in Shokuho yet, but I'm kind of hoping there's something in there that increases your influence gain compared to like other mods and base game. Daily wages of troops in the party are increased by 5%. Okay, that doesn't seem like 30% increase in influence seems massive. 5%, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have heard that the economy is meant to be like reasonable in this. So 5% doesn't seem too bad. I feel like you guys are going to just make me suffer with cavalry by making me choose Kanto anyway. The Tokai. Tokai people hail from the fertile lowlands and coastlands of central southern Honshu, which serves as an ideal boundary between the west and east of the country. This is led by the Tokai to develop a highly rural society based around the sprawling village communities, while urban centers are limited to relatively small settlements unable to compete with the thriving towns in the rest of Japan. Despite the seemingly idyllic setting, such a strategic position makes the region a target for ambitious neighbors, and the Tokai have learnt the imperative of remaining united in arms in the face of external threats much longer than most normally would. Armies lose 30% less daily cohesion, village hearths increase 15% more, 25% less tax income from towns, but your villages help produce a lot more resources and stuff like that, I assume. Is this also like the setting here for, I think, Assassin's Creed Shadows? It's like in this area here, right? Or is it just into the Tosan? Which we'll take a look at now. Tosan. The people of Tosan reside in a region characterized by rugged mountainous terrain, which almost completely cuts off the local communities from the rest of the country, which have long become self-sufficient in order to survive the harsh climate. Tosan have mastered the adverse terrain and traverse with surprising ease to reach timber and mineral deposits, and have developed a subsistence economy around the villages in the fertile valleys that allow them to sustain mineral growth and some excellences such as the renowned horses of the Kiso Valley. Oh, actually, that's more like Takeda. I think it's like that into Kanto, right? It was around about, I think I feel like it's across those borders there. Also, isn't like this bit as well, is it the Hattori, the ninja clan in Shogun 2? Actually, Hattori or Iko Iki for a Shogun 2 base game campaign at some point. I feel like those two are my top 2 picks. Again, kind of feel like that's inspired a little bit by this, and also Assassin's Creed Shadows. Units have 20% less movement speed penalty in all adverse terrain. That sounds useful. 10% production bonus to villages that are bound to castles. Village hearths increase 20% less. The Kine. The Kinky people. Are they? Sorry. Kine. They reside in the central part of Honshu, representing the cultural, economic, and political heart of Japan. The direct heirs of the Potenents who once ruled over the entire country. Kine benefit from the power structures left behind by their forebears, making it easy for them to consolidate their control over the different regions of Japan. The poetic tradition that flourished around Kyoto contributes to a growing renown of victorious warlords who emulate the deeds of the legendary heroes. Nevertheless, years of armed clashes and political scheming for power make it consistently difficult for the Kine lords to put aside their differences and unite against the common enemy. So they're going to have a penalty to them joining their armies, aren't they? Settlements with different cultures gain security 15% faster. 10% more renown from battles. Recruiting lords to armies cost 20% more influence. Yep, there we go. Sanyo. Seno people are native to the westernmost region of Honshu, whose challenging and mountainous terrain has driven them towards the coast, making Seno expert sailors who navigate the seas of Japan with ease and great agility. Thanks to their renowned maritime prowess, the Seno home region has turned into a major trade hub with large port cities such as Onomichi flourishing and yielding large tax revenues. 10% faster campaign movement on water, 20% more tax income from towns connected to ports owned by Sanyo leaders, 20% less tax income from towns not connected to ports by Sanyo leaders. Nankai, that's the Chosakabe over here, isn't it? Nankai people dwell on the mountainous islands of Awaji and Shikoku. Despite being skilled seafarers, the Nankai have developed a strong identity and deep attachment to their homeland, which they cultivate with dedication and reverence, yielding much more than the average harvest. On the other hand, the Nankai have grown isolated and suspicious of the denizens of the other regions, leading to them to focus more on the defense of their hometowns and their people. Towns owned by the Nankai rulers have +1 militia production, 12% production bonus to villages that are bound to castles, but settlements with different cultures lose security 15% faster. And the Seckai. Seckai people hail from the westernmost region of Japan, encompassing the island of Kyushu, which is closer to the Asian mainland than the shogunal capital, and its power struggles. Thanks to their unique position, the Seckai have grown into expert seafarers and merchants with long-standing trade relations with China and Korea, and most recently, the newly come Nanban foreigners who provide the Seckai with easier access to Western firearms. Yet not all the Seckai embrace trade as their call, as many take to the sea as pirates to plunder the rich trade routes, while local lords battle to preserve their autonomy and from any central authority. Recruiting and upgrading firearm troops 10% cheaper. Caravans are 25% cheaper to build, 15% less trade penalty, 20% more relationship loss from kingdom decisions. Okay, but I mean, it sounds like they potentially could be the richest. Place starters. So yeah, let me know who you think I should play as, or if you're a bit torn as well, give me like a top 3 and we'll hold a poll at the start of the stream on Wednesday. I'll probably be looking to, if I can, be looking to start the stream around about 11:30 so that there's kind of half an hour of just chat, chill, and get that poll going so we can dive into 4 solid hours of gameplay. That'll be the hope and the goal. So yeah, let me know who you think we should start as. And also if there are any bits of advice, tips and tactics that you want to share. One thing I have seen is that I've seen a lot of people not sure where you can actually pick up a gun. Not sure if I do want to go the gun route, but if I did, has anyone found out where you get one from or know how to get one in game? I know you can obviously get the gunpowder troops, but how do you get one for your character itself? Anyway, we're not going to dive any further. We will obviously edit out the character creation process from the stream into the first episode recording, and I won't probably spend the largest amount of time with that. I mean, I can actually just very quickly just show you that, because there are a whole new set of options to pick from. I actually don't know which ones of these I'll pick. We might just do it very quickly during the stream, but again, if you've already played the mod or looking at these right now, you've got a few favorite picks, let me know how you think we should craft our character. That's the first choice for our family, so put it under like separate headings of family, what the choice is and what you think we should. And we'll just very obviously you gain different points through each one. I'm not gonna pause too long on each one, but if you did want to pause the video to have a look at those, you can. Then it's early childhood. I think most of these are pretty similar to base game and other mods that we've done in the past. But again, I might also just take the suggestions for this all live on the stream, and you guys can see the outcome in a summary in the edited recording for those watching on YouTube. And our youth. hopefully this mod will finally make me decent at two-handed combat, because there are no shields. There are a couple of horos, I believe that's what they're called, the kind of arrow catcher inflating silks that you can wear on your back. And then young adulthood. All the various bonuses. And then you can choose what age. We're going to start at age 20. I think that's fine. And then we get to choose our clanmon. Again, if there's any of these that really stand out to you, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just pick one at the start. But yeah, they're all they're all pretty cool. Obviously, all kind of historically, I assume historically accurate or historically themed. Going to reflect all the different warring clans and families of the time. So let me know if any of those look particularly good. Add any colors, preferences on that. If not, again, we'll choose it during the stream. So we get to choose our family name. And then we enter our character name. So this will be the screen that we come to. Or probably actually, yeah, that's because we can see the banner there. This will be the screen that we see on YouTube for the edit. We'll jump through all that character creation. Otherwise, that'll take a long, long time. We can just generate one. But let me know your thoughts. And if you are like choosing, I guess, I guess a Japanese name, why wouldn't you be suggesting one for this mod? Feel free to let me know if it means something special or particular, or if there's a motto you think we should have for our clan. Anyway, that is where we are going to wrap things up for today. We'll just quickly click on each of these so you can pause the video if you want to have a read through all the different effects and bonuses. If you've already started, let me know how your character's doing and where you decide to start. But I am so excited to start this series, Rise of the Samurai, and it begins live Wednesday at 12 p.m. Wednesday the 18th. I had to just double check the date there. And the first episode will be uploaded here on YouTube on the 19th, second episode on the 21st, third episode on the 22nd. So until then, I hope you've enjoyed. Take care and ciao for now.